So in this video, we're going to talk about getting a pump, which is a great thing and it feels amazing, especially those who train with resistance training. But what if I told you guys that's not the be all end all when it comes to actually seeing progress? And I say that to say because people focus and put too much emphasis on getting this pump, but that doesn't result to building muscle. It doesn't result to actually transforming and altering your physique and actually making the steps needed to making the steps that are needed to progress you forward in changing and altering your physical appearance. And what does matter the most or the question you should be asking yourself, how much muscle tissue did I break down? How much of a disturbance did I cause my body to where the internal artillery in my body, which is the metabolism, did whatever training I did it force the metabolism to grow? Did it force it to rev faster? Am I forcing it to adapt so that way I can consume more calories, or I can I can put on the amount of muscle that my body needs to sustain the workload? And people think that just because their biceps feel good because they did a few sets, people have to take in mind that you have to make sure that the workload that you're doing is adequate enough to where the body is forced to change. And this is why we talk about the different concepts that I typically like to advise people to utilize. And these are the progressive overloading and overloading topics or principles, excuse me. And what are these? I believe in doing supersets, drop sets, giant sets, triple drop sets, and most importantly, my time training, which is included in my Lion Strong Fitness training series. And once again, I'm going to keep harping on this, but doing the time training, this is another reason why it's so important. Because here's the thing, guys. When people, people oftentimes work out and they exercise, but people don't understand how to train, okay? And what does that mean, okay? And I've talked about this in other videos. Exercising just means you're going through the motions, that you're just doing the bare minimum, right? You're moving, you're getting a sweat on, as they say. But there's nothing quantifiable as far as your efforts and you understanding how much effort you're putting in. That's one. Now the second part is working out. Now the difference between working out and exercising, when you work out, you're giving more of an effort, right? You're trying a lot harder, or you're giving more of you're putting more effort into what you're doing. Hence why, you're seeing more progress, right? But what happens is, for those who just work out, you end up